Hey, it's Preacher Tom Anderson, Streets of America Homeless Outreach Ministry and On-Spot Video. And we're making preparations. This is Saturday, and we're making preparations. There's a lot we have to get done. Tomorrow I'll be over here early trying to get things cooked and all of that. You've seen basically what I do in the morning, trying to get things together and trying to get everything ready to take out. So not only do I have to get it cooked and warmed up and all that, whatever, all the stuff that I have to do, then I got to load it into the Durango. And if you don't know what a Durango is, that's my SUV. And so I have to load all that stuff up. So it's a job. So I have to get all that stuff together. So once it's cooked, once it's together, once it's loaded, then I have some prayer. And after I pray, then I'll go out and we'll see what's happening and see who's out there. See if Josh is out of jail. See if anyone else new has arrived in town. Because there's always somebody new showing up. We never know. But when it comes to some of our homeless have left. We have Bob and Alicia. They left. They're out of town. They've left. Last I heard, they were headed towards Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I don't know. So, and I think we still have some that are still in jail. I think Chase is still in jail. Josh may still be in jail. Zal, I hope he's not in jail. Then I'll go out and see if I can find Jason. There's still Motorcycle Josh. There's still so many other ones out there that I check on all the time anyways. And I always look to see if there's, more folks under the bridge with Zal. Zal said there wasn't anybody else out there under the bridge, but you never can tell. Somebody might be moving in there. Jason is out there somewhere now. According to Zal, he's in rehab, which is good because he was in rehab before, and somehow or another he got sidetracked somehow, and he wound up back in town here when he was supposed to be in rehab. So there's that. There's Gizmo. There's so many others that are out there. And last night was at Washington Park. They serve hot meals. And normally I go out there with clothes and stuff like that. I don't go out to serve hot meals because there's already churches that are on a schedule that every Friday night at 6 o'clock they will be out there feeding. And that'll be different churches. We have the fire department, police department, several different ones will come at different times and feed. So they get put on a schedule. But that's out at Washington Park. That doesn't help the people that are over here by Walmart and out by Food Line and out behind Food Line or back behind the Oasis Motel and the different places that our homeless are at. So it doesn't really help them unless they're going to go all the way into town to Washington Park and get something to eat and then have to walk all the way back. So most times they're not going to do that. It's easier for them just to stand out there. Normally the lines that are going through McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's, they'll normally stand there when the cars are going through the window and stuff. They'll catch them beforehand and they'll try to panhandle some money, or the people will buy them a hamburger and come back and give them something to eat. So different situations. So anyways, I'm getting everything together. I've got the warmers and stuff here. I'll put water in them in the morning. I got some new stuff in. I got some chunky steak, some Campbell's chunky steak with hearty vegetables. That looks good. And it's got potatoes. It's already got a starch in it, looks like. So with a starch, but still something like that would be good over some rice. And maybe a batch of cornbread, some of that Jiffy Mix sweet cornbread mix. So maybe I'll make some cornbread in the morning. Make some cornbread in the morning and take that out as well. Then I told you before, I had my jambalaya coming in, so I got some jazzy jambalaya. And the jazzy jambalaya, we'll have that for tomorrow. No, we won't. The jazzy jambalaya we'll have to take out, but it may not be tomorrow. And savory pot roast. So we got the savory pot roast. So we got pot roast, sirloin steak, and jambalaya. So we got 3 different types of meals that we can take out there. I bought a case of each. Normally I'll probably put in about 6 cans. Each one of these cans is 1 pound, 8 ounces. 1 pound, 8 ounces. That's a lot. Let me put my reading glasses on here and see, because make sure I'm telling you the truth. I might be telling you a fib. It's 1 pound, 2.8 ounces. Okay. So it's 18.8 ounces. So 6 of these would be 6 pounds of stew. So normally, and that's what I did with the chili. I put in a 6 pound can, and this would be over 6 pounds as far as the stew, the sirloin steak with hearty vegetables. That's what I'm gonna take tomorrow. I'm not gonna take the jambalaya. I had planned on doing the jambalaya tomorrow, but I don't know, and I may change my mind. I'm like the wind. You never know which direction I'm going. So why don't we just wait and see? And I've got that. So we'll get all that stuff cooking in the morning. I will probably need to run and pick up some cornbread mix so we can get some cornbread made. And no telling what else. So anyways, that's it. So giving you just a little heads up on what's going on tomorrow, and I'll be in here in the morning cooking. I'm not putting in this. I'm going to go ahead and post this video here to let you know what we're doing for tomorrow, because when I do this, it makes the video so long, and a lot of times folks don't watch the whole video, and it's kind of boring just to watch me stand here and talk. It's more interesting to go out and see what our homeless are doing and feed them, give them something to eat, and talk with them about the Lord, give them Bibles and things like that. I have all kinds of things. We have sleeping bags, we have tents, I have Bibles, I have all kinds of stuff that's donated and is a blessing from our churches. And if you want to give and you want to donate and things like that, if you want to give tents, you want to give sleeping bags, you want to give, hold on a second. If you want to give Bibles, these are the Bibles that I give out, King James Version Bibles. So these are Thomas Nelson's gift and award Bibles, and King James Version, the King James, not the New King James, but the King James Version. That's the one I prefer, and that's the ones that I give out. So anything like this, if you want to buy some of those, send them to me. And but I don't give. No, let me tell you that I don't just give these Bibles out randomly, like they're just like a piece of paper. If somebody is truly interested in the Word of God, if they are truly interested in the Lord, I'll give them a Bible. If they ask for one, or if they start talking about the Lord and things like that, and spark my interest, I'll ask them, well, do you have a Bible? And in most cases they'll say, well, no, I don't. I did have one, but it got messed up or it got stolen. I don't know why somebody would steal a Bible, but it got stolen. And if you're a Christian, why would you steal a Bible? So there's no telling what happens to them. But the fact is, I'll ask them. And if they want one, when you present them with something like this, it's wrapped, it's in plastic, it's a Thomas Nelson King James Version Bible. When you give them something like this, it's special, and they like it. I don't expect them to always keep it in the plastic and in the pail. I expect them to open it up and get in there and start reading it, because they need to. And if I'm going to give it to them, I would expect them to read it. But anyways, we give them Bibles. And sleeping bags, we give out the Coleman sleeping bags, the tents. I've given out so many tents and sleeping bags. And a lot of times they get ruined because of the weather. So I have the same homeless individuals come back again and ask if I have another, sleeping bag and another tent. And a lot of times I give it to them. But if I think that they're going to take it and sell it, I got to go see the camp. I got to go see the old sleeping bag and make sure they're telling me the truth. I know some of you may not agree with that, but look, if you're going to give me something to give to the homeless, and all they're going to do is go take it and buy drugs with it, is that what you want? Do you want them to take what you give for them to use and to have for their well-being, and they take it and buy drugs, and next thing they're laying out there, and that very thing that you donated, they went and sold, bought drugs, and overdosed and died? You say, well, they can do that with anything. That's true. They can do that with about anything. But if they're asking you for certain things that you know is an expensive item, and they have a drug problem, you have to be careful. So you say, well, you're profiling them. I have to profile in a lot of cases, and I don't judge them on it. I just know if they have a problem, they're going to try to get things to take and sell, not to better themselves, but to add to the problem they've already got. And I don't think anybody wants to be donating to a ministry that's not cautious about who they give the stuff to. I just want to be cautious. The Bible says to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. And so to be wise as a serpent, to be harmless as a dove. So wisdom. And I pray to God for wisdom. So I care about our homeless. I want to see the best for them. But I also want to make sure they're not going to use me and not use you, but that we're going to try to help them and be a blessing. And as a preacher, I'm always going to be curious on what makes them tick, what makes them do that, what they do, what makes them go and, get into different stuff and wind up in jail. They tell me they're Christians and then turn around and they're shoplifting and, public drunk, things like that. So it happens. But you need to pray for them. Pray for our homeless. If you're a praying individual, pray for our homeless. All right, that's what we're doing. God bless.